nicer.
Oh, we just dropped him. 375 yards. And he's big. I started elk hunting 5 years ago and haven't missed a season since. My dad and I spent those first 4 years bow hunting over-the-counter units in Idaho. But this year, I drew a general season tag in Wyoming. Wyoming has always been a special place to me. We took several family vacations to Yellowstone, Jackson, Cody, and other parts of the state growing up. I proposed to my wife in the Bighorn Mountains, and to me, the people, animals, and landscapes of Wyoming just seem to symbolize the beautiful American West. With the general elk tag in Wyoming, you can bow and gun hunt. My plan was to spend a week bow hunting, and if unsuccessful, transition over to rifle for the second week once the rifle season opened. I was excited for my first opportunity to hunt the cowboy state. Alright, we gotta drop like 200 feet in elevation to go get our water because we didn't pack any in the truck like we should have. So we'll head down here, come back up, grab our packs, and then we'll start the ascent. And it should be roughly 3,000 feet to get to where we're going tonight. We're at almost 9,000 feet. And it's almost 5 o'clock.
We just camp back in the timber a ways anyway, but I gotta get firewood anyway. Some dry firewood.
Yeah, we got a lot to do in the next couple hours. The second morning we had 2 different bulls bugling right when we woke up, which was kind of a nice surprise considering we only made it about 2/3 of the way into where we wanted to get to ultimately. I think one of the bulls was a herd bull with a group of cows. The other bull was most likely a satellite bull that seemed to be getting pushed out of the area a little bit. We took our time trying to make a play on the bull, but I think our mistake was not looking at our Onyx maps on our phone. If we would have realized that those elk were headed towards a flat bench where they probably would have bedded for the day. I think we just pushed in a little too fast on them, and once we got down to this bench area, our wind did start to swirl a little, and I think they ultimately just smelt us, and that kind of was the end to our morning. After that, we continued our climb and pushed over the top of the mountain, but the weather again got bad on us and forced us to set up camp earlier than we wanted to. Well, we made it another 1,000 feet up, but as soon as we got up here, it started snowing. Hasn't let up since. We knew it was going to snow, just not exactly when, so right now we're pretty much hunkered down. I think it's like 1 p.m. and just trying to dry stuff out because we just got it set up in the nick of time. So got the stove going. Dad's cutting more firewood right now. And everything else is just drying out. just getting out after that snowstorm. Trying to get a look at the country. It's hard to see everything right now. It's so socked in still, but it almost looks too big and too rugged to try to hunt without horses. It's hard to see in the video, but those are some steep canyons. And we're 3,000 feet from the truck. Hopefully the weather clears up tomorrow and we can get a better look at it, but we might have bit off a little more than we can chew in this spot without horses. We do know where there's at least 2 or 3 bulls back on the other side of this mountaintop where we came from. So if anything, if we do decide to switch locations, we'll probably try to hunt them on the day out or something. But who knows? We got another day in here to at least look around. Well, our goal today is to just get up to the top of that peak, which is about a 600-foot climb, and then down 3,000 feet to the truck and regroup, because there's like a foot of snow up here and we haven't heard a bugle this morning. As we got back on the other side of the ridge line, we were able to collect some runoff snowmelt for water, and the weather started to clear up. I wasn't real impressed with our location so far, and in the back of my mind I really wanted to check out another unit, but I also realized that the weather we had so far had really limited our ability to actually hunt and find any elk. Plus, we couldn't meet up with my brother until the next evening anyway, so there was really no reason to leave the mountain yet. We just got up a little bit ago. It was a full moon last night, but there wasn't any bugling to speak of. But this morning they're kind of sounding off below us now. The problem is the snow's so crunchy, you can't get to them. And our thermals are blowing right down to them right now, so we'll have to stay above them until the temperature warms up a little bit and the thermals start coming up. But if we get an idea where they're held up midday, maybe we'll try to make a play. It'd be nice just to get some eyes on an elk. Haven't seen one yet. It's just going to be figuring out how we want to set up once we get down there. If we're lucky, maybe he'll bugle from his bed a couple times this afternoon.
But if he bugles from his bed, then we don't want to keep bugling. We want to just try and get closer to where he is.
I think the less calling we do, the better.
Yeah, I think we need to figure out where he's at and then get in as close as we can.
Alright, we just got done building our snowman this morning, waiting on the thermals, and now we're gonna go after that bull that was sounding off right down here. So we'll see what happens here. If this doesn't pan out, we're probably moving shop again. Meeting up with my brother tonight. We're making a play on that bull. Came across something dead. He's just gonna go check it out, see what it is. Bunch of coyote shit on top of the snow, so that must have been what they were howling about last night. Well, I just made it back up to base camp here. We got that elk pretty much pinpointed down in a little basin, and we were originally going after him. We just kind of took minimal gear. So my dad's sitting down there with the good camera, and I'm gonna load up the spotting scope and the tripod and get down there with some more equipment, and we're probably just gonna sit there and see what happens midday, if he gets out of his bed or not. Oh, look at that extra he's got. Wow, that's a nice bull. Wait till he turns the other way. He's got a 7th. See that little kicker?
Oh yeah, 6x7.
So after finally laying eyes on the bull, we decided to make a play. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we figured thermals should be rising. And as we work our way down this ridge towards the bull, the wind would be blowing across one side or the other and in an upward direction. As we worked down and across the mountain, the wind was just shifty. But I kept pushing because I thought once we get out on the ridge, it'll get consistent. And we got to about 200 yards from where we thought they would be, and they blew out of there. Well, that ended before it even got going.
Plan number 1 failed, huh?
Wind's supposed to be coming down during the morning and up in the evening, afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think it helps when we have a hot tent and smoke in our clothes and stuff once in a while. If there was smoky fires around, it wouldn't be so bad, but...
Well, you walk 10 steps, the wind shifts. Walk another 10 steps, the wind shifts. And I don't know, we could have backed out, but...
Hopefully it'll come back into this area after a few days and...
Wind's right in our face right now. 40 yards that way. It got to our back, and they busted out probably 200 yards from us.
Wind is of the west, forever changing. It's the mountains.
I think it makes our decision of moving to another unit a little easier now. It took us three and a half days to find those elk.
Roll your window down. Me rolling my window down and staring at you means I want to talk to you.
Ready to go?
Yeah. For you?
Alright, let's rock and roll.
Alright.
Alright, September 22nd. It's the fall equinox today. We made it to our second trailhead. Even picked up a cameraman today. You think we're gonna find elk here, cameraman?
Better. Might find some brown bears if nothing else.
gonna leave you one of the trekking poles because I can't carry them both anyway. Oh, that's cold. Oh, it feels good.
Any trolleys?
Yeah. I even packed some gummy worms this year because you had them last year and they hit the spot.
It's open, so.
Like I said, you guys have all the luxury items. Sour bite crawlers, 3 sleeping bags, 2 pillows.
Someone's got to bring them.
Piece of cake, let's go. A little bit.
Oh, it is open.
Well, I'm here with Bri the camera guy. We finally got to our spot, at least where we wanted to start from. Got a lot of stuff to glass over this morning, but it was a long day yesterday. We didn't record much. It was another 3,000 foot elevation gain day, and most of the way we didn't have a trail, so it was tough. We did see a few elk yesterday right when we were setting our camp up, but they were a ways out. We haven't seen anything today, but there's a lot of country to cover here, and it's pretty hot, so they might not be bugling much. We've heard some bugles, but they're not fired up. We glassed several different spots throughout the day, but didn't turn up an elk. This was our first time hunting Wyoming, and finding elk was proving to be a problem. We were also having trouble finding water at these elevations, and had to rely on melting snow to get us by for now. Well, we made our decision. We're breaking down camp and we're heading up there. And there's 2 bulls, at least 2, possibly 3, that were bugling down in this drainage this morning, so we're gonna stick it out in this spot. We're not going back to that other unit, at least right now, which was kind of a hard decision because we're leaving that nice 6x7 that we saw. So hopefully there's a decent bull up there we know of, and hopefully there's 1 or 2 that are a little bigger, because the first one's like a 4x5, I think, or something like that. So that's where we're headed. It's gonna be another long day, but once we get up there we should be in a good position for the opener rifle. There's no water up here, so we gotta gather snow any chance we get it. We're still trying to make it over to that peak. Look what we just found at 9,400 feet. This is a game changer, because we're running out of snow. Rocky Mountain cold. We tried to walk the backside of the ridgeline so we wouldn't bump any of the elk we had seen and heard in the front basin, but this turned into much more work than we had realized. The terrain forced us to drop elevation and then go back up to get to our spot. However, through the course of altering our route, we started to find ourselves in the animals. There, look at that. He's got the light band at the top. Alright, I guess he's not as big as we thought he was. I think he's a 5x5. Nice one. Would you shoot him? After all this work, I think I'd need to.
Big forks on the tips.
Yeah.
No, he's bigger. He's different, I think.
Alright, this morning it's September 26th. It's the day before rifle opener. Yesterday we spent pretty much from noon until 7:30 getting another probably 2.5 miles deeper, trying to get in position for tomorrow. Really, today was just going to be a scouting day, but we ended up on our way. We had to go down into another basin on the backside and up, and we ran into, it was either a 5 or 6 point, I don't know what he was, but he was nice. And then we kept climbing to get camp set up, and it was probably one of the most incredible hours of hunting I've had. We had a couple mule deer buck run in front of us. We had 2 mountain goats that were just chilling probably 60 yards from us, and then they kind of moseyed off. So right before those mule deer I saw that 5 or 6 point, and then after that we saw a bull with, I don't know, 8 or 9 cows maybe, and then he was a 5 point, and then another bigger 5 point came and ran him off in that back basin. All the while those mountain goats are just chilling on the hill next to us. And then this morning, right here where I got set up, there was a couple cows down there and a spike, and Brian hasn't seen this footage yet, but this is the biggest bull we've seen back here yet. I gotta flip it real quick, but he was a nice 6-point. I'll put this morning. That was just right now back here. I'll show you. So that's the 6-point that was just hanging out back here, and he's the biggest bull we've seen. So we literally had bulls on 3 sides of us last night. And the bull that we initially came over here to get set up on was really, we thought, only probably a 4x5 or somewhere a 4x4 or something. He's kind of a raghorn. At least that's what he looked like from a distance. What do you think?
Just keep getting nicer.
So we finally found some water, and we found the elk. So there seems to be a few of these basins have running water. So today's going to be pretty much a scouting day unless something walks by us. But we're not probably going to make any plays. We're just going to get ready for tomorrow. Come here. I spotted the first bear of the trip. First bear. There's a bear.
Let's see. Point him out. How big is he?
He's not real big, but... Okay, look down in the basin. Okay, if you look at this stump right here, right above the stump, like real close to the stump, look.
Let's go eat him.
It's amazing the amount of gear 3 guys can pack on their back.
This is what it does to you.
Me, my dad, and my brother all split up tonight. It's the last evening before rifle opener tomorrow. So we're all watching over our own little basin tonight, and then we'll make a final game plan for the morning. I'm sitting here watching over this basin where we saw what we thought was 2 5x5s, but after looking at it closer, it was actually a 6x7 and a 5x5. He had a sticker point. One of them had a sticker point that we didn't see, and a couple extra points. But anyway, I'm sitting here looking over the basin, and whatever it was, that 5, 6, 7 elk just came up the face of that rock cliff, basically where the mountain goats were yesterday. It's incredible, the places that they'll climb. Yeah, it was when I had it. What flavor you got tonight?
Wild boar bacon beef. Wild boar bacon bean stew. Turn it around. 43 grams of protein.
Alright, opening day of rifle season tomorrow. Anything can happen.
If you want any help carrying it out, you better make it happen in the morning. You're losing one helper otherwise.
Our cameraman slash pack mule has to go back to work tomorrow, so Better get it done in the morning.
Make it happen, Captain.
Good night. It's the opening morning of rifle. We got one bull bugling out here in front of us in this drainage. We're kind of all covering the same one this morning instead of splitting up. Those other guys are right up there. But so far that's the only bugle we've heard. And it was a pretty quiet evening last night. So we'll see what happens this morning, but it's starting off pretty slow. We just had a bull come over the rise. Brian's headed down here right now with the spotting scope. We're going to take a look. But if it's something we want to try to kill, we're going to have to move fast. So as soon as he gets down here, we're going to make a decision. Well, that 5-point disappeared. We were working the side hill along, and then we bumped a couple mule deer that started snorting. Pretty much ruined it. I cow called a few times, and we did see him. He didn't seem to be too spooked, but he was kind of trotting down the hill, and he went behind some trees, and then we just lost him. So I don't know what happened. I guess it's back to square one now. Later that morning, my brother had to leave to get back to work, and our next best option we felt was to sit the saddle where we saw those two bulls the night before. However, it was pretty warm out, and we did not see an elk, and we did not hear a bugle that evening. We just dropped him. 375 yards. And he's big. Did you see him?
No, I can't.
Oh, he's big.
I never got to see him.
I don't even know what he is, but I just know he's big.
You told me to stay down and videotape, and I had trouble with the camera. I just let you do your thing. I didn't want to blow it, sticking my head over the ridge top here.
I shot through a little bit of brush because I could barely see. I could just see the body, and then his horns behind the pine trees, the little pine trees.
Well, all I seen him tip over, and I haven't even seen a rack yet. But
we're just sitting here. It's probably about 8 o'clock, and we hadn't heard a bugle. Well, we heard a faint one back here, and I popped over the ridge just to bugle again to see if it was actually back here, because it seemed pretty faint, but the wind is coming right up.
Yeah, you asked me, and I thought I heard something, but it didn't sound like much.
And when I bugled, I was right on the ridge, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I bugled, and immediately he answered, and I saw, it must have been a cow, but I thought it was him. And then it was just a scramble because we're kind of skylined, and I had bugled, and holy crap, we just dropped him.
We got some work ahead of us now. He's down there a long ways.
I can't believe that. You said 375. That was the only yardage I ever got.
Oh.
I never got a range.
Well, you
So I
said
dialed to 375.
I couldn't even see him down there to video. I mean, I would have had to stand up to see down there, and I didn't want to blow it.
How many years have we been
Trying
to do
and trying.
I was just sitting here thinking that they're not talking. It's been so hot. I was like, we might go home empty-handed again.
He just one little peep out of him is all it took.
I gotta look at him. I don't even know what the heck he is. He just got horns.
Can you see him down there?
He's still laying there.
He's not moving, is he?
Not moving. I shouldn't say he's big. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell from here, but he's a nice bull regardless.
Yeah, we'll take anything.
Well, here. Well, we might.
He's down there somewhere in that draw. He had about what? About 8. No, he had a good 6 cows with him, didn't he?
At least, because there was a couple I think that already went up the woods.
Yeah.
Oh man. Here, let me see it. I'll see if I can. I know where he's laying. He's laying right in the middle.
Oh, there he is.
Right?
Yeah, face down. We just looked at our watches and said, what time did that bull come out yesterday? And it was 7:30.
Camp's up there.
By 10 to 8, we knocked this one down.
Elk's down there.
Down there. Okay.
Alright, you ready? Let's go get our bull.
Yep. Nothing to be disappointed about there.
Wow.
He's a big one. He kind of drowned in his blood, I think. Look at the spread in them. Got the herd bull.
Look how big his head is.
He'll score pretty good, won't he? Yeah, it's amazing how big this head is. There's a lot of meat there to be hauled out. You couldn't have asked for a better bull.
Yeah, that was the entry right there.
Nice shot, Adam. That's a big bull.
And right up there on that knob is where we shot him.
At the very top.
The very top, right on the skyline. And this thing is huge. General season tag. We haven't seen another person out here. Well, that's not true. There's a guide camp down there, but we haven't seen a person except for those 2 hikers.
Haven't seen a hunter in the woods yet. We've seen him come in on horseback the first night before season.
As we were packing out our bull, we ran into the outfitter that was camped at the bottom of the mountain. He asked us if we had shot a good bull, so I showed him a photo. He recognized the bull and told us they had watched him from camp the past few years up in that basin. He said they had even given him a nickname. His name was TIMEX. They said this bull would frequent certain areas so regularly that you could set your watch to him. They estimated him to be around 8 years old. Almost instantly, I felt as if my accomplishment was less significant, because it sounded as if killing this bull could have been an easy task, but was disregarded by the outfitter. I was confused why they knew of this bull, but hadn't pursued him. So I asked. The outfitter responded by saying they didn't hunt that side of the mountain. I said, why not? He said, we have other areas to hunt, and we don't have horse trails in those basins because they are thick and rocky and cliff out down the middle. Something we learned the hard way after dark the first night packing out. I had 3 days to think about this while packing my bull 7 miles back to the truck. I realized that many things in life are obtainable to most people, but thinking about doing something and actually making it happen are what separate those people. Also, these are wild animals, and nothing is guaranteed. I decided the extra history of this animal only makes the story more special. I later realized that this was also the bull I had glassed up the day before rifle opener. I hope you have enjoyed my story of the bull that I now refer to as TIMEX.